All right, guys. Hey, welcome to the webinar here. I'm on with Sue Brook, and we are going to share some really cool information with you tonight. So welcome on, Sue.
Hey, I am so excited to be here, John. I can't wait to get into this. You guys you're in for just an awesome hour right now.
Yeah, Sue has been running around promoting the webinar, and we can't wait to share it. I've spent the last couple hours just tweaking it a little bit and adding some new nuggets, and the stuff that we're going to share, it's really awesome. I did some research back and found out that, the whole thing, it goes all the way back in history of these advertising methods that have worked phenomenally for huge companies. So one of the things that we're going to share is one of the techniques that's 276 years old.
Wow.
It goes all the way back there. And some of you may have already guessed, who it is, who it came from. And for those of you that haven't, you just keep guessing, and we'll reveal it to you here in just a minute. So,
you love secrets, don't you, John?
I do. I love the suspense. So
I know.
suspense, you can't just throw it all out there at once.
No, that's no fun. I'm actually writing a book called Mystery Marketing. I think it's really important that you have those little secrets. Gets people excited.
Anticipation. It's like the what was the ketchup? The ketchup, that was anticipation. Absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen and pull my PowerPoint up here so you guys can check this out. All right, so we're gonna get the slideshow going. Okay, here we go. You guys ready for this? All right, so I'm going to show you how a 276-year-old advertising technique can actually help you sell more of your products and services. How's that sound? Sounds pretty old, huh? Pretty cool. All right, so let's get into it. If you didn't guess, it was Benjamin Franklin. And this is the founding father of our country. And I found some information here on the, get this, the Advertising Hall of Fame. This guy, Benjamin Franklin, I refer to him as this guy, one of the most important people in American history. He's in the Advertising Hall of Fame. He started doing advertising in a magazine that he did in his General Magazine in 1741. So it goes back pretty far. And I found some interesting stuff over here on the PBS site, and it talks a little bit about him and how he got his start and all that kind of stuff. But one of the things that I found particularly interesting about this was they call him the patron saint of advertising. I mean, he's the guy that kind of started all this stuff. And when you think about it, he, I don't know if you guys know too much about him. He wrote some pretty influential documents that got this country going and indoctrinated a lot of people and got them to follow him. He overcame some pretty big beliefs and created some pretty big beliefs in his writings. And he transitioned that into advertising and was just as successful with it there. And once you see how he did this, you're going to notice modern day marketers that are using the same stuff, and they're wildly successful because of it. And it's one thing to see it, but it's another thing to really understand it and use it for yourself. And that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to show you not only what it is, but how it works and how you can actually use it and put it in play for your own business. So that's what we're so excited about to share with you guys. So check this out. I'm not a real good reader aloud, but I'm going to give it a shot here just so you can kind of get the flavor of this. Franklin's talent for affecting people's perceptions. Now get that, affecting people's perceptions. Translated into the ability to sway public opinion. So how's that sound? How would you like to be able to do that? Affect people's perceptions and sway public opinion. That's what he was a master of, and that's what we're learning from. So Franklin was instrumental in convincing many colonists that they should be free from British rule. It's really how our country was formed. So throughout the Revolutionary War, Franklin continued to affect public opinion in America, France, and England. Get this now, this coming up is important. When it came to selling products, he successfully marketed his redesign of the wood-burning stove through a pamphlet that used a number of sales techniques that are commonplace today. Now, the next one, I'm going to show you how this comes into our formula later on. He talked about the science of heat and heat transmission. He called upon authorities to reinforce his arguments, and he highlighted the healthful benefits. Now, that's a formula that we actually use, and I'm going to teach you to use to sell your own products. And we call it claim proof benefit. And it goes back 276 years. That's absolutely amazing. So he also used graphics, and he embedded the pamphlet with a clever verse, not unlike our modern jingles. Ironically, now get this, Franklin's stove didn't even work very well. It took another inventor to redesign it. But yet still today, we believe the Franklin stove is one of the best heaters ever invented, perhaps a tribute to Franklin's marketing prowess. That's pretty cool. That's a guy that knew how to craft an offer. That's a guy that knew how to move people's emotions and get them to buy. And that's what we're going to carry his lessons forward today and show you how to use them, how to put them to work in your own business. So there he is. I mean, this is like the most influential guy in America, I believe, and that's why they put him on the $100 bill. So if you want proof, there it is. It's probably in your wallet, and if it's not, hopefully we can put it there. So, all right, here's the bottom line. Effective advertising is entirely based on formulas. Benjamin Franklin knew it. We know it. You know it. It's just a lot of times we don't live by it. And when we don't, we fail because it's all based on formulas. So the most important thing is not really to know what the formula is, but really understand it at a deep level so you can make it work. You know, the formulas are cool, but when you really get them and you really understand them, you can leverage them and you can use them, and they're very, very powerful. You can make all the money you want if you know the formulas and you know how to implement them. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, you guys probably wonder how I know this and where I got all this information. I've been working with major companies for over 30 years. All of these companies work with ad agencies. All of the ad agencies know those formulas. And I've gotten to see these ad agencies at work for over 30 years, making ad after ad, marketing campaign after marketing campaign. And guess what? They're all wildly successful. I don't think I saw one ad campaign fail that came out of an ad agency. And it's because they use the formulas. They do things in a certain order and in a certain way, and they never fail. I mean, I can't say they never fail, but I haven't seen any fail. And every time I see a business that's operating outside those formulas, almost all of them fail. And, you know, I do a lot of consulting, and it's really easy when I go into a business, it's really easy to see if they're on track or not, and if not, where they're off. And I'll show you that in just a second here, because, you know, we're going to talk more about a formula for making money online. And, you know, and it's really the same. The formula is truly the same. It comes down, the formula is kind of here on the back of a dollar bill. And what we've done is we've kind of recreated that into our own. I call it the Triad Formula. And like I said, when I go into a business to consult, I can tell if a business is going to fail based on these three things in the Triad Formula. There's market problems, there's message problems, and there's traffic problems. And outside of ownership problems, which I can't really effectively fix, in a business, those are the three areas where I see problems. And they're very easy to see, they're very easy to fix. But if any business that is struggling or failing is failing in one, two, or all three of these areas. If you see a business that is solid and it's growing and it's scaling, they've got these three things right, and they're all working in harmony. So, like I said, there's only, and these three problems, they really break down into two categories. It's a problem of either conversion or a problem of traffic. And if you got your market and your message right, you will convert and you won't have any problems. And at that point, you just need traffic. So that's really the triad formula, and that's what we're going to be going through today and showing you step by step. There's formulas, there's sub formulas for each one of these areas. So, it sounded simple at first, a couple little formulas. There's actually a few more. It's not as easy as you might think, but when you have the formulas, you really can't lose. You really can't lose. And, if you're in business and you're trying to scale up and you're trying to make something for yourself, these formulas are like uber important, ultra important. I can't stress that enough. So here they are. It's market, message, and traffic. Like I said, there's sub formulas for each one of them, and we're going to talk about them individually. So the ACT system, you guys have probably heard about this by now. There's a little bit of a buzz going on. We've been promoting the heck out of it, and it is our triad formula. And I call it ACT because it stands for the three pillars. Really, it's analysis of your market, it's creation that comes out of the analysis, and then driving traffic to it. And that's where we got the ACT. We've got the all-seeing eye in there. We've got it all tied to that. So it's a really cool system, and I'm going to go through it with you right now, and hopefully you'll get some huge benefit out of this. So let's talk about analysis first. Really, this is the cornerstone of the whole thing. If you miss this, you're doomed. There's no way that you're going to get your business off the ground if you miss this one. Some people will get this right by chance and they'll do well, but think about it. Wouldn't you rather know why you were doing well, so if something changed, you can change with it? This is what this is all about. This formula, you have to analyze and segment your market to find the profitable vein. Because in any market, there's all kinds of business to be had, but only some of it is profitable. So you don't want to be spinning your wheels doing business and working with people that are not profitable. So finding that profitable segment, that's the first thing that we teach in ACT, is to actually find that. Some of the things that you're doing in that is you're validating the size of the market. Is the market big enough to support your sales needs? First of all, you have to figure out what your sales needs are, how much sales you have to do in your business just to break even. Again, it comes back to formulas. Business is all about numbers, and we're going to get to the numbers in the traffic section, so we'll talk about that then. But the other thing is affordability. You have to verify that your market can afford your product or service. If they can't, then you could wind up spending a lot of money marketing to a group of people that could never afford your products. That can be tragic. The other thing is, do they have the need and the desire? And I don't know about you guys, but I've started and run a lot of businesses during my years, and not all of them were profitable. In fact, some of them were an absolute nightmare. And one of the times I started a business like that, I started it on something I was really into, and I found out there really wasn't a market for it. And it was a very painful lesson. So finding out that there's an actual need and a desire, that's another critical element. So you've got to get those 3 points down. And we use tools, we use some automation tools to go in and actually figure that out and find out and verify that our market is correct before we even move forward with it. So that's like the first piece. You got to get that right. Once you've figured out your segment of the market, your profitable segment, you really want to make sure you get it narrowed down. So I'm going to use real estate as an example. So when we have two basic people or basic segments in the real estate market. You got people that are buying their house or selling their house. And, you know, a lot of realtors say, oh, well, I'm going to specialize in buyers, so I got my segment. Well, that's not really good enough. You need to segment a little bit further down, because the reason that you're segmenting your market is so you can really effectively be able to sell to the people within that market. We're going to get to that next. That's where we create your avatar. But if you haven't got your segment down, you could never effectively create your avatar correctly. And again, if you don't get all this stuff right, you're going to have problems. You're going to struggle and you'll probably fail. So it's really important to not only find out, are they a buyer or a seller, but who they are. Because when we narrow that down and we get to the avatar creation, it's going to be really important to understand that, so we can craft a marketing message that really lands and hits home with them. So is it going to be a family that's buying or selling this house? Is it maybe a single mother? Is it a bachelor? Because they're going to want very different things. You can imagine if we start a conversation for a bachelor and it's a single mother, she's going to run. You know, if it's a family, they have very different needs. So really important that you get that piece right. This whole segmentation of your market, it's critical, and it's the first piece. So next, you know, I talked a little bit about avatar creation and why you need an avatar and why you don't just talk to a market. Well, the answer to that is really crystal clear. It's the last time I checked, markets don't buy anything. Markets don't have credit cards. People do. People buy things. People have credit cards. So that's who you have to craft your message to. You're not crafting a message to the market. If you were, when the real estate, it'd be easy. You could just craft a message to, you know, for real estate needs. But as you just saw, you can't. You've got to break it down. You've got to segment it. The reason we're segmenting is so we can find the person in there, because we want to communicate with a person. That's what's going to make our marketing effective, not communicating with a market. So that's where the avatar comes in. We're actually creating an avatar. And for those of you, you've probably heard avatar, but you might not know exactly what that means. An avatar is a representation of your ideal client. And your ideal client is a person. You know, you've got one person that's probably your favorite. And that's who we're talking about. That's your avatar. The reason that that's important is when you create your copy, when you create your sales copy, or you do a presentation, or let's just say you're talking to them face to face, you've got to understand what's important to them. And that's why we do what's called a web analysis. There's a formula there for figuring out this web analysis. And what it does, it pulls out, web stands for wants, emotions, and beliefs. So there's a formula for pulling that out of your avatar, so we know what your avatar wants, how they feel, and what they believe. If we know those three things, we can effectively communicate at a very high level. We can cause some serious influence if we know those three things. So then, you know, the beliefs are probably the most important thing, because if you want somebody to purchase from you, whether it's a service or a product or whatever, it doesn't matter. You've got to form some beliefs in them, or they have to have some beliefs to do that. If they don't have the beliefs, they're never going to buy from you. So they're either going to have those, or you're going to have to create those. And guess what? You're probably going to have to create them. I don't think you're going to find somebody that's already got all those beliefs and they're just going to drop at your feet and buy your stuff. I know we would love to think that. We love to think that our stuff is so great that everybody's just going to come out of the woodwork and buy it. But not the case. I mean, look at Benjamin Franklin. He took a crappy stove and sold it. And we think it's the best thing on earth because he figured out what was our wants, our emotions, and our beliefs. And he crafted an offer that was in conjunction with that. And we all resonated with it. So that's why the beliefs are so important. Those really are the key. So here's something in competitor research that's really cool. And you'll see this, once your avatar is created, the next thing you're going to do is competitor research. Really important that you figure out what your competitors are promising to the market. And this comes back, it ties into those beliefs. So when you've got all the formulas, this kind of just, it all works together. It's all cohesive. And what you're trying to do when you're trying to figure out the promise exposure is you're figuring out what has the market been promised and what do they believe about it. So this is how you can be different. Because if you come out in the market and you're the same as everybody else, why is someone going to buy from you? What's going to make you different? What's going to make you stand out? What's going to make them want to work with you? That's an important question, and this will answer that. Because here's the formula. You need to figure out what's being promised and then figure out what it is about your product or service that's actually going to deliver what they want. Remember the web analysis, the wants, emotions, and beliefs. You have to figure out what it is that's about your product that's going to actually deliver that result and get them what they want. And then you talk about the emotion of how they're going to feel about it. You talk about their beliefs about, maybe they don't have a belief that they can do it. So you have to create one. And the unique mechanism is what comes out of that. When you figure out what it is what's that thing about your product or your service that is different, that's going to give them the result that they haven't gotten from anyone else. They haven't gotten this now from the market. The market's promised, but they haven't delivered. And that's your unique mechanism. And that's what's going to draw them and compel them to purchase from you. So it's a very, very powerful thing in your marketing is to have that unique mechanism. And you guys are probably going, what the heck is he talking about? Unique mechanism. I've never heard of this before. So I'll give you a really cool example of diet pills. When diet pills came onto the market, the first promise was take the pill and lose weight. Well, great. You know what happened? Everybody took the pill and nobody lost any weight. So the promise was dead. So if you go into the market and you make that same promise, guess what? You're just going to be just like everybody else that they've tried and failed, and they have a belief that it doesn't work. So how could you possibly sell to them? So advance forward, unique mechanism for the diet pill. It's the same pill. It's Garcinia cambogia. Now the pill has Garcinia cambogia. That's what's going to deliver the result. That's what's going to make you lose the weight. Great, everybody buys the pill. They don't realize that the Garcinia cambogia was in all the pills to begin with. It's just nobody said that. So the first one to say it's going to sell all the pills. So guess what? Within a few months, everybody changed their labels. All the diet pills now have Garcinia cambogia. So now the promise has changed to the market. That's a common promise. So you got to step it up. You got to change your unique mechanism. So the next thing was they changed the mechanism to an expanded mechanism. It's Garcinia cambogia from a particular rainforest. That's the only rainforest that has this particular enzyme in the soil. That's the thing that's going to give you the result and make you actually lose the weight. So again, once that gets populated and everyone's saying the same thing, then you might say, well, ours is cold pressed. That's the difference. You've got to have that one thing that makes you unique, your unique mechanism for delivering the result. If they believe you can deliver the result and the market can't, that's a belief that when you install that, they will want to buy your product or your service. So you see how easy this is once you know the formulas and you actually understand why you use them and what they do. It's really cool. So let's continue. So now, now that we've got analysis behind us, we've figured out a profitable market, we've figured out what's important to that market and that avatar, and we've figured out what the market is promising and where we need to be so we can effectively instill those beliefs. Now we go to work in creation. Now I see a lot of people jumping in, starting to build websites, starting to build marketing materials before they've done that analysis. And let me ask you this. What do you think their odds are of really landing a marketing message that's going to sell? Pretty slim. It happens by chance, 1 in a million, but for the most part, that's why you see businesses struggling. Businesses are going out of business left and right. You know, there's articles in Forbes magazine that's they're scary. How many businesses are going out of business every single month? It's crazy. And it's because they don't know this stuff. They're going in blindly. They're rolling the dice. It's like you might as well just go to Vegas. But anyway, when you have the formulas, you can actually plan your success. You can actually create a successful business based on a plan and a blueprint, a formula. So that's what I'm so excited to share with you guys about this, because you don't have to have the pain and struggling in business. So, but you got to get it right. You got to do that analysis first. You know, stop building websites, stop creating things before you know what your market wants. Figure that out first. Get it right. Then go into creation. Now, there's formulas for everything in creation too, which is really cool. So some of the stuff in here, we're going to basically build your marketing materials now that we understand your avatar and what they want, what they need, where they're at. Some of the stuff that we're going to put together that we show you how to do in the ACT program is how to create your hook or your lead in. And then we show you how to take them into an education-based marketing system that sets the buying criteria. When you set the buying criteria, when you learn how to do that, your prospects won't buy from anyone else. It will eliminate the competition. They literally will be left with no choice but you. You will be the obvious choice. And that's done through education-based marketing. So there's formulas for that. We'll show you how to do that. You know, part of what you're doing in there is you're exposing the pain. You're solving the problem, and you're creating the ultimate desire for them to purchase your product. I mean, that's really those are the three pieces to it. And then after that, once you've created that desire, then you create an irresistible offer. And guess what? Get a formula for that too. So after that, you need a rock solid guarantee and a call to action. And that's it. If you get those pieces in place and you create those pieces, you will have an unbelievable business. It will be unstoppable. It can't fail. So here's kind of what the system looks like. This is some of the formulas that we've got and that we lay out inside the ACT program. And I'm kind of going to walk you through here, so don't get too overwhelmed. Some of these are descriptors. So let's just talk about the hook. The hook, this is your big idea. And you get this, you don't come up with this. Nobody just comes up with these hooks just out of thin air. These hooks actually come from your analysis. If you do the analysis right, you will have all kinds of ideas for great hooks that will actually captivate your viewer. You know, one of the things that I say is, if you want to know kind of what a hook is, it's that thing that keeps your prospect up at night. That really keys into it. So if you're coming up with big ideas and hooks that are in line with that, you got it right. You figured it out. So one of the phrases I use is the fill in the blanks here is, if your prospect is laying in bed at night and this is what they're thinking, if I could only blank, then I would be able to blank. If you can fill in those blanks, you'll have a really good insight into exactly what they want and how to sell it to them. Like for instance, if they were sitting there thinking, wow, if I could only make $100,000, I could then pay off all my debts. I wouldn't have bill collectors after me. You know, yada, yada, yada. I could go on vacation. I could do this, that, and the other. If that's what your prospect is up at night thinking about, that's your hook. That's your big idea. That's what's important to them. So when you throw that out, they're going to, you know, their eyebrows are going to go up. They're going to pay attention. They're going to come looking for that. So that's your hook. You've got to have a great hook. And again, it comes out of analysis. If you guys are just trying to come up with some business idea just out of the sky, you know, you're kidding yourself. You've got to look at the market. You've got to see what's real. Base your business idea on reality. You'll thank yourself for it. So here's the next thing in creation. Talk about prospect awareness. Now, your prospects could be at any point in this pyramid. Most of them are going to be at the unaware stage, down at the bottom. That's where your biggest opportunity lies, is in educating people that are unaware of a problem that they have and bringing it to light, exposing the pain. Now, if you've already got them to the point where if you're coming in and they're already aware of the problem, then that's fine. It's less steps to get them to purchase, but it's less people are aware of the problem than are unaware. You have the most people in the completely unaware phase. So wherever your prospects are, they might be solution aware. They might already be aware of the problem and they're hunting for a solution. And if they're aware that there's a solution, that's where you enter the conversation. If they're already product aware, then you have to enter the conversation there, and you have to make them aware of your product. And the ones that are most aware, they're already aware of everything. They're aware of the problem, they're aware of the solution, the products available, and they're aware of the offers. So those people are literally ready to buy. They probably have their credit cards in their hand and they're ready to buy. It's the fewest people. They're at the top of the pyramid. They've already gone through all of this education. So it's your least opportunity. There's the least people there, but they'll buy the quickest. If you can hit them there, if you find that your market is there and there's plenty of them and it's an absolute gold mine. That doesn't happen very often. Most of the time you're finding them down in either the completely unaware or the problem aware. So that's where you build your marketing message. You start them there, you work them through the education-based marketing system that will show you how to put together, and take them through these steps of awareness till they're ready to buy your product. It's another formula. So in that education-based marketing system, here is the formula that makes it all work. This is the money formula here, and it's CPB plus CPB equals a sale. So CPB times 3 is a sale. Now I put 3 down there. You might get away with 2, it might take 5. If you are at the bottom of the pyramid, it's going to take more. If you're selling a high-priced item, it's going to take more. If you're selling a low-priced item, it might take less. You might get away with 1 or 2 of CPB. And you guys are probably scratching your head now. What's CPB, right? It's claim, proof, benefit. And in a minute, I'm going to show you where that ties back to Benjamin Franklin. But the benefits benefits are everything, and he showed that in his first example there. So I want to spend a little bit of time on the beliefs, though. There's 4 types of beliefs that your prospect is going to need to purchase from you. One of them is they're going to have to believe in themselves. They're going to have to believe that they can do it, whatever it is, that they're going to be able to get the benefit, whatever that may be. They have to believe they can get it, they can attain it, they can do it, whatever it is. They have to believe things about the market. Maybe one of the things they have to believe about the market is the market doesn't have a solution for them, but you now are rising above that with your unique mechanism, and you are providing a solution. So they're going to need that belief. They're going to believe that you are the best one out of the market. They're going to have to do this thing called know, like, and trust you. So that's a belief in you. They have to believe in you as a person that is going to provide this. And then they're going to have to believe in your product. They're going to have to believe that the product will actually do what you say. So those are some of the beliefs that you're going to have to create or instill. And they may already have negative beliefs. Like they may already believe that they can't do it. They may believe they don't have the technical skill, or they don't have whatever it takes. They may have that belief. They may also have the belief that they've tried everything and nothing worked, so the market failed. So they don't have a belief the market can fix them. You know, all of these different beliefs, if they have negative beliefs, you just have to either eliminate them or replace them with the right beliefs. And you do that with claim, proof, benefit. That's exactly how you do it. You make a claim, you follow it up with proof which is like the best way to prove it is third-party verification. That way it's not just you saying it. You saying it doesn't make it true. That's not proof. You saying it, you start to build the belief, but then you have to back it up with proof. It could be third-party verification. It could be social proof. And, you know, you might be thinking, you know, I'm new in business. I don't have any proof. I've never done this before. That doesn't matter. Social proof can come out of the market. People in the market have probably experienced what you're claiming you can deliver. So you can use that as proof. Any proof points work. So you follow up every claim with 2 of those, 2 proof points. And then you go into your benefits. And I always say you follow it with 3 benefits. And the reason that we use 3 benefits, well, let me get to that in a minute. I'm going to hold off on the benefits. The benefits is phenomenal, but let's go back to Benjamin Franklin here. And you see, I've outlined it in blue here. This right here is his claim proof benefits. It says, you know, he talked about the science of heat and heat transmission. So that's a claim. He's making a claim about the heat, the way the heat transmits through the side of this oven. Right? He calls upon authorities to reinforce his arguments. That's his claims. So he's using third-party verification here, not just him saying it. He doesn't want strictly hearsay. So he's calling those in. And then he highlighted the healthful benefits. There it is, black and white, claim, proof, benefit. It's been being used for 276 years. It's some pretty cool shit. I mean, I don't know how much more proof I can give you. It's been working for a long, long time, and it works really well. So let's go back to the benefits now. I want to show you how you can use 3 benefits. And the way that I'm going to show you, this is another formula. The way I'm going to show you how to do this, you will be head and shoulders above your competition if you do this. This one thing could change your business right here. And you want to do a 3-part benefit. It's really all the same benefit, but you break it into 3 pieces. And you make it functional, dimensional, and emotional. That way they can hear it, see it, and feel it. If you create your benefits with that formula, you're going to rock it. And, you know, again, you're probably wondering, what's he mean by this? So I'll give you an example. So a functional benefit, let's talk about the diet pill. We've brought that one up, so we'll just go back to that. So the functional benefit is they need to hear it. You're going to lose weight, right? Take this pill and you're going to lose weight. So they hear it, okay? Now they need to see it. So now you want to access their, I think it's called their visual cortex, so they can actually recall a memory. So you might want to say, you know, you're going to take this pill and you're going to lose weight. That's the hear it. And then you're going to say, remember, now you're going to access that visual cortex. Remember when you were 20 pounds less and you fit in those other jeans, you know, the ones that make you look really good. Now they can see it. They can actually see that picture. They can draw it out of their memory and they see it. And now you want to make them feel it. Now you want to bring the emotion into it. And you say, imagine how it's going to feel when you walk into a room and people notice you. They notice the new you. And how's that going to make you feel when you're the center of attention? That's what everybody wants. Come on, don't tell me you don't. That's what we all want. We want that significance. So that is the 3-part benefit. If you do that, you're going to change your business. Just that one thing. You add all this stuff together, I don't even know what's going to happen, but I think you're going to like it. And then we've got the irresistible offer. So we've gone from the hook, we've gone to the marketing material, the marketing message itself with the claim proof benefits. And now we're moving into an irresistible offer. This is where you tell them what they're going to get. You tell them the benefits, and every benefit, you list out the benefits. People talk about features and benefits. Breeze over the features. The features don't matter. Nobody cares. They don't care what color the pencil is. They don't care how big the pill is. They don't care about any of that. They only care about the benefits. Hammer those home. Use the 3-part benefit. Use that formula. And then tell them about the bonuses. Now, I see people throwing every bonus you can think of into an offer, and it's ridiculous. It's like, it doesn't make sense. Only offer bonuses that help them get toward their desired outcome. Otherwise, you're just going to confuse them, and people that are confused don't buy anything. So if you're going to offer a bonus, make sure that the bonus helps them get what they want. That's the most important thing about a bonus. Risk reversals. This is really important because this is going to be one of their beliefs that you have to crush, of what if it doesn't work? That's where your risk reversal. Well, if it doesn't work, you get your money back. It's no risk. You've reversed the risk. The risk is on me, not on you. You try it. If it doesn't work, you get your money back. That's a risk reversal. There's a whole bunch of those. In the ACT formula, we break down all the different ones so you can pick the right one that's right for your offer. And then next, we move to the price. Now, if you're going to discount, if you're going to show savings, you need to rationalize that. You need to rationalize why this thing costs X, but you're willing to sell it for less. Because discounting your stuff isn't really the best thing for you. That really doesn't instill confidence in who's buying it. Because the first thing that comes to mind, if something's cheap or it's discounted, it's on the discount rack, it's probably broken or it's probably used. You know, that's what you're sending. Do you want that message? Do you want to send the message that your product or service is broken or flawed or worth less? So if you're going to do that, if you're going to discount it, give them a reason why. Maybe say, hey, you know, it's my birthday. I just feel good about this. I want you guys to get a good deal. Give them a reason. If you give them a reason, it's okay. But if you don't, all you're doing is you just tell them this merchandise is flawed in some way. It's on the discount rack. So don't do that. And then next, when you give them the price, trivialize the price. Tell them, compare it to something that is trivial. Like say, you know, you could get this for the price of a cup of Starbucks coffee every day. You know, trivialize the price. So now they say, well, you know, if I give up a Starbucks coffee, I can get this thing and I can get what I really want out of life. You know, why wouldn't they do that? That's why you trivialize the price. And then you can bring scarcity and urgency in. I don't really encourage a lot of that unless it's real, unless it's true. But you can use that to your advantage for quick sales where there is really limited inventory, or let's say you only want to take on 5 clients. So put it out there. That's true scarcity. You can, you know, I do this in the SEO. When I sell my SEO services, I say I don't take on competing clients. That's true scarcity. So if I have a client in that particular arena, in that city, I won't take another one. That protects them, that keeps them with me forever. So that's true scarcity. Urgency is, you know, hey, the sale is only today because today is my birthday. Tomorrow I'm going to go back to my senses and the sale's off. So if you want the deal, get it today. The real price comes back tomorrow. We got 24 hours. That's a real sense of urgency. And then contrast. And you can go really far with contrast. You can use contrast to, you know, what if you don't buy this? What's your life going to be like if you don't purchase this? You know, are you going to stay where you are? I love the image of the Hindenburg. I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to use this in my marketing materials. I'm going to say, you know, you have a choice. You can choose to go with the ACT program and you can fly first class. And I'm going to show a picture of the people comfy in the seats. And then I'm going to say as a contrast, or you can decide to stay where you are. And in that case, this is your mode of transportation. I'm going to show a picture of the Hindenburg. And you all know what happened there, right? It wasn't the outcome you desire. So that's a contrast. So that's something that you want to build into your offer. And when you get this right, what you will come out with is you'll come out with an automated online selling system. Your marketing materials will be so good, you will never have to sell again. I don't know about you guys, but I really don't like the whole selling game. I like it when the shit sells itself. And that's what this will create, an automated online selling system. And it's all based on formulas. There's no magic. There's no guesswork. There's no luck. This stuff, you can do it. It's all math. It's all based on formulas. So traffic, let's talk about traffic. And this to me is the fun part. This is when, you get your system in place and when you send traffic to it, it's going to sell. You know it. You know it will convert. And to me in business, that's when the fun really starts. That's when the math, I love the math when it comes to this. So let's just talk about conversion numbers. Now CPC, this is cost per click. So traffic, I don't know if you guys realize this, but you can literally just go buy traffic. When you get your selling system in place, you can literally buy traffic for it. So I'm just going to use some fictitious numbers here just so we can come up with some formulas for you. So let's say your cost per click, it costs you 50 cents to purchase a click. Now you need to figure out how many clicks does it take to make a sale. So if you're at 1% conversion, that means you're going to have 100 people come before one buys. And by the way, that's a horrible conversion ratio. If you use the ACT system, I really don't think you're going to be in that realm at all. But let's just say you didn't use the ACT system, and here's a contrast for you. Let's say you didn't use it, and you were at 1%, and you could buy traffic for 50 cents per person. Now, we all know that 100 times 50 cents is going to cost you 50 bucks to get you 100 people, and you're going to make one sale. That's a 1% conversion. So if your customer value, your profit of the sale is $97, let's say you've got $97 in this. So your customer value minus the cost of the traffic equals your true profit. So you got $97, it cost you 50, so there's $47 left over. So basically what that is, those numbers mean for every dollar you put in, you're going to get $2 back. So how do you like those odds? How would you like to take that to Las Vegas? That's what happened. It's just numbers. It's just math. Again, it's a formula. You can see what happens if you went up to 2%. You'd have $72 worth of profit. If you went up to 4%, you'd have $84.50 worth of profit. So that's like putting $1 in and almost getting 3 back. It just gets better. When your conversion numbers go up, these things go crazy. You can literally make as much money as you want, and the traffic is almost limitless. The traffic that you can buy is almost limitless out there. You can buy Facebook traffic. You can buy traffic from Google. You buy traffic from Bing, Yahoo, and a ton of other networks. Like I say, there's a bunch of different traffic sources. In the ACT program, we actually step you through step by step 2 of the major traffic platforms, which is Google and Facebook. So if you guys have been like trying to figure out how to buy Facebook ads and all that, forget it. You've got to have the ACT formula in place before you do that, or it's not going to work. If you can't convert, I don't care how much traffic you buy. I don't care how much money you spend. You probably won't make a dime. You've got to have the conversion. You can't get these numbers without that. If you have no conversion, you can't even figure out your numbers. So you've got to know your numbers. So here, this is actually what I call my freedom formula. You take your desired income and you divide it by the profit per sale, the numbers we just showed you. And that's how many sales you need to live that lifestyle. So if you want to make 100K, let's say you want to make 100K a month, and you have $100 profit, that just means you need 1,000 sales. So what's it going to cost you to buy 1,000 sales? And you buy them, and you make your 100K. If you sell something, there's $1,000 profit. You only need to sell 100 of those. So you buy enough to sell 100, and you make your 100K. It's math. When you've got your numbers, you can literally play and change this to whatever you want. You know, you can actually get to whatever you want out of life. You can afford it. So let me ask you, what would you guys do if you had this formula and you had an automated selling system, and you could make 100 grand a month or 100 grand a year or whatever you want? You might want 100 grand a day. I don't know, whatever it is. What if you could do it? What if you could get that 100,000? What if we just dropped it on your desk right now? What would you do with it? A lot of people say, you know, they'd pay off their bills. They'd go on vacation. They wouldn't have to worry anymore. All those things that keep them up late at night. And that's what this does. ACT is the simple step-by-step solution that you need to live financially free. It gives you that. It's just simple formulas. So here's what's included. Now, you know, I talked about the offer and what's included. So here's what's included. It's complete video training and formulas. And I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm not just pitching this to you. I'm showing you how it works, how we created it using ACT. So I'm pointing all this stuff out to you. So in the formula, or in the training and the formulas, we cover analysis. We cover the 4 steps of analysis, which is an overview of what it's all about, the market segmentation, the avatar creation, and the competitor analysis. All of that's covered completely. In the creation section, we cover actually a lot more. It's the overview, it's the tools that we use, because that's one of the things everybody thinks, that they have this belief, I can't do this because I don't know technology. Well, that doesn't matter. You don't need technology. We've got tools that take care of all of that for you. You don't have to know how to do anything to make this happen. Point and click, if you can't point and click, I don't know, I might have trouble with you. But if you can point and click, you can use these tools. Then we go into the hook. We go into HD products. You guys are thinking high definition, but I'm talking high demand products there. That's what we show you how to create. Create irresistible offers. We cover copywriting, how to use the claim proof benefit formulas to create copy that just, your copy and your marketing materials is going to make your sales superfluous. People are just going to want to buy your stuff because you've got it right. You've got the formulas in place. And you don't even have to have the best of stuff. Look at Benjamin Franklin. His heater wasn't that great, but we all thought it was because he told us it was, and he made us believe that it was. And you'll be able to do that with your products. You don't have to spend a lifetime getting a product totally dialed in to be able to sell it. It's my hopes that whatever you're selling will actually help people, but it doesn't have to be like perfect. It has to be good enough. Just has to be good enough to do the job and get the job done. We talk about headlines, leads, landing pages, sales vehicles, and order forms. Now, sales vehicle is a different term. I didn't use that before, but basically that is the education-based marketing system that I referred to. That's what we call a sales vehicle. That's what's going to actually create the desire and build that need for them to purchase your product. Then we move into traffic. And like I said, we're going to cover pay-per-click through Google and Facebook, how to drive all the traffic that you need to make all the sales that you want. And we're also going to cover how to track that conversion and get those conversion numbers for you. There is also a quick start guide and a complete workbook with worksheets. So as you're learning, as you're going through the sections and the steps, you're actually taking what you learn from analysis and you're filling out a workbook. So when you're done, you literally have a blueprint for a fail-safe business. It's really cool. Let's say you don't like to do copy. Let's say you want to hire a copywriter. You hand them the blueprint. It's got everything they'll ever need to know to write the copy you need to be compelling. If you don't know that stuff and you hire a copywriter, you're going to get a disaster. You've probably all heard garbage in, garbage out. This eliminates that. This, you're giving them exactly what they need to do what you want. So that's the really cool part of having this. The workbook does that for you. As you go through the steps, you fill out the workbook, And before you know it, you've got a rock solid plan. It's you know, it's the best thing you could possibly do. So here's also included, we've got cheat sheets and swipe file templates on a lot of stuff for you. So we've got a cheat sheet for the market. We've got one for, you know, for funnel, how to create a marketing funnel. That's typically what these things are called. Cheat sheet for traffic. We have a webinar. A lot of times you will actually create a webinar for your education-based marketing system. And we've got cheat sheets and templates for that, so you can do it. And that's what you're seeing here now. So we'll show you how to do this. You could actually take this one that I've got and use it as a swipe file. So also sales letter templates, exactly where to put what to have the proper sequence to lead your prospect through that pyramid of awareness, taking them from wherever they are through the steps of unaware, problem aware, solution aware, product aware, and offer aware. That's where they make their purchase. They make their purchase and offer aware. So it's important that you follow, again, formulas to make sure that that happens. And that's all included. Also included is full support. Now we have a support system that you're automatically enrolled in. And get this, it's 30 bucks a month. It's $29.97 a month for the support, ongoing as long as you want it. We will support you for under 30 bucks a month for everything. We've got a community. We have a website community that's exclusively for our members. We call you guys actors and actresses. That's what you are to us. And that community supports you 100%. There's a 24/7 forum in there. It almost looks like Facebook. So all the other members, you can throw out ideas. We have coaches in there that can answer questions. We do support calls. We do a weekly conference call that's open for you to answer or ask any question that you've got. And we also do live implementation workshops. This is a 2-day live event that you'll get to come to. And we also do video conference focus groups periodically. So those are just open to all the members. They'll be announced periodically, and you can get on there. We can share screens, we can do reviews, and just help you every step of the way. So also available is advanced resources, because some of you guys don't want to do all this stuff. You want done for you. You know, we've got certified coaches if you just need a little more hand-holding. That's fine. We've got them in there for you. And we've also got access to what's called our ACT Apprentice program, which is a much higher level of support. It's us working with you with all of our certified coaches. We've got coaches at every step of the way. We have people that specialize in every aspect of the whole system. And you get access to all of those in the ACT Apprentice program. So again, this is stuff that's available to you. It's not included in the original course, but it's there if you want it. If you need it, all you have to do is reach out your hand and take hold. It's there for you. So bonuses, I talked about bonuses. They've got to be, when you put bonuses out, they've got to enhance the offer. And every one of these, I think you'll find will. I put a freedom formula in there, and that's the freedom formula to find out what your ideal life costs, so you know how many sales you need to make. Again, it's a formula so you can get where you want to go. That's included. That's a bonus. We have a complete resource guide. This shows you all the resources that we use in our business, so you know everything we're doing and where to get it, how to get any services that we use, autoresponders, funnel builders, copy templates, anything that you need, graphics, any of that stuff. We have a complete resource guide so you know exactly where we're getting everything that we're doing. We've got video recordings of our very first live event, which was me walking a room of 65 people through ACT for the very first time. So you'll get access to those recordings. You also get an additional ticket for one guest. And the guest has to be working on the same business, but you can bring someone to the live event, the 2-day implementation. You also, and this is like unheard of, you get readmittance to all future live events. So let's say you came to the first one and you didn't quite have it all together. You can come to the next one or the next one. You can come to all of them if you want. You know, on the live events, the only cost to go to the live event is you got to cover the cost of, we feed you, so you got to cover the cost of the food, the parking for the event, and the course materials. So it's usually about 99 bucks per event, covers everything for 2 days. And that's all you'll be on the hook for. If you decide to come to the events, you can come to all of them if you want. They're life-changing. You know, I would encourage you to come to them. Even if you've already got your system up and running, I guarantee you this, once you figure this out and you build your first one, you're going to want more. I can assure you of that. And you also, this is another bonus, this is in the traffic section, and this is why this is pertinent. If you ever wanted to do SEO, or you have a team, or you got people on in your business that can do SEO for you, I have a thing called the Internet Dominators Club, where we have a complete SEO training. That's search engine optimization, for those of you that don't know. And I've been teaching that online through this club since 2008. And it's very effective. Like I said, most of you don't need that, because I'm going to teach you how to just go buy all the traffic you want, but it's there and it's a bonus because it's traffic related. So that is included as well. As long as you're in the support membership, you have access to that. So you guys should come to the live event. It is awesome. All right, now here we get to the price. So I don't believe in going through all this stuff and racking it up and saying, you know, this thing's worth 50 grand, but I'm going to sell it to you for $19.97. $19.97 is the price. That is inclusive of everything. This is basically training to build you a complete system. You will learn everything you need to know, and that's the price. It's $19.97. There's my risk reversal. I have a shark bite guarantee. It's a unique guarantee. If at any time in the first 30 days you get in, you decide this isn't for you, all you do is you call the number and just tell us the shark bit it. No questions asked, you just get your money back. 30-day, 100% money back guarantee. You know, that's the risk reversal. There really is no risk on your part to take part in this, but I'm going to make it even better. So I've also layered on a results in advance guarantee. Now, this is truly unique. It's basically broken into 2 payments. You pay $4.97 today. That gets you in, gets you access to everything. And I'm putting the second payment, I'm deferring the second payment out until you've actually used the X system and made your first 100,000 in sales. So that's the results in advance guarantee. When you look at that, you basically can get access to everything for, there it is right on the screen. I'm trivializing the price again. I'm teaching you guys what I'm doing every step of the way here. $1.36 a day. That's what it would cost you to buy this today. It's $1.36 a day if you put it out over a year. Now, what could you buy for $1.36? You could probably buy a couple bites of a Big Mac. Again, I'm trivializing the price here. I'm showing you how affordable this is. It's like, what could you give up? Could you give up 2 bites of a Big Mac every day to be able to afford this, to put this in play and make this work in your business? I think so. I think I've made it affordable. So again, I've taken it down to that point where, you know, we've trivialized it. All right, so here's how to get it. You go to internetdominators.com and it's on the education tab. So what I'll do, I'll actually pull it up and take you guys over there so you can see where you go here. All right, so let me get back to the main page here. If you go to internetdominators.com, there's an education tab right here, and you go to the ACT Success System. And that's going to take you to the place here where you can see the price. And I'm showing you the deal, the results in advance. And you click on this button here to go ahead. Now, it's going to show on the page. When you click here, you have to use this 100K coupon code. So when you click that, you'll actually go to the order page where it says order act now. And to get the discount, to take this from $19.97 down to $4.97, you enter the coupon code in there, 100K. It doesn't matter if it's case sensitive, either way will work. Oh no, limit exceeded. Holy smokes. I guess we've sold more of these than I thought. All right, let me fix that for you guys. Give me just a second. I'm going to fix that. And Sue, do you want to come out and like tell people you've been through the system, you know how freaking awesome this is. And I'm just going to go ahead and stop the share here.
Okay. Oh, yes. By the way, we can put the link to it in the chat there. And there's also a few questions when you have a second. But yeah, this program, I'm telling you, when I first met John and he started talking about it and telling us what he wanted to do with this program, it was like a bunch of us got together and we became his guinea pigs, I guess you could say. And we learned so much. I can't even begin to tell you how much we learned in this program. One of the big things that personally I learned is I actually owned an educational learning center for 18 years. It was a tutoring center, after school program, a big learning center. And I knew I was doing something right. I knew I was, because I was very profitable. It was a very successful business. I sold it a little over a year ago. But until I met John and went through the program, I went, wow, that's what I was doing right. I knew exactly who my avatar was. I knew exactly how to talk to them. I knew where to find them. And I knew exactly how to drive traffic to them. And it worked seamlessly. And that's how I knew that ACT worked, because I went back in time and realized that I actually was using it and I didn't even know I was. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, amazing program. I can't say enough about it. So there's other people in the room here that have been through it too. So do you want to answer any of the questions, John? You want me to read them off to you? Are you there? Sorry. I guess he's still fixing it.
Sorry about, yeah, I can actually hear you. Sorry about that. I'm working on the back end here. I got to do a little coding here.
That's okay. I mean, we can just put a link in the box. Do you want me to do that or no?
Yeah, you can do that. It's not going to take me very long. I'm almost there.
Oh, okay.
Almost got it dialed in here.
Okay, I'll read off some of the questions. So actually, Timothy was asking several questions here.
Okay.
Yeah, so Tim, which questions would you like me to? He said, going back to the avatar, he was asking, are you saying create your own niche within a market?
You're not actually creating a niche. You're basically examining what niches are available. But yes, market segments, a lot of people do call them niches. So yeah, that is what we're referring to as the niche. So you might have like a main niche, and then you might have a sub niche. Like for instance, in the real estate market, the main niche is buying or selling. But then the sub niche of that would be like buying or selling a bachelor pad, you know, or you know, for a single mom. Those are going to be sub niches. So.
Right. And he said, would this be the same as the USP, unique selling proposition? Is it?
Yes, unique selling proposition. Like when we create our unique mechanism, that really is what that is. That's a unique selling proposition.
Okay. He also has a couple of questions here about organic traffic. Does ACT cover organic traffic?
That is in the Internet Dominator Club that I've given as a bonus, and that covers search engine optimization, which is the organic traffic that I believe he's referring to. And that is covered completely in there if you want to do that. So
okay,
that's a bonus.
Okay, and then
I sell that for the $4.97. I sell that just for that.
Oh wow. And then the live event, that takes place May 24th and 25th?
Yes, the next one is May 25th and 26th.
Okay. Okay.
All right, our coupon is fixed. So
All right. So any other questions, type it in the chat box if you have any questions for John. I don't know if you guys realize how fortunate you are to have had him, have his attention for an hour. So any questions at all?
So 100K works there now. Awesome.
Yay.
Once you get in, once you purchase here and you actually get in, what you'll do is, this is what the training actually looks like currently, and we're adding to this. I'm making a bunch of new modules with all the formulas that I just went through for you guys. So this is kind of an overview of what we just talked about, and then over the next 2 weeks, I'm actually going to put a video in here for every one of those formulas. So it will literally be step by step. You'll be able to see me do everything that I do. And you can just copy it. You just, follow along and just do it for your own business. And the other thing is this is our community site. So you can see it kind of looks like a Facebook, and you can see the people sharing information. They're like sharing ad ideas in here. And this is where we talk about this stuff. And this is where you can get support. There's a forum, and all of our members are in here. Let's see, we've got 145 members right now in here. And, so you've got a bunch of people as a sounding board that are all doing the same thing as you. They're all, in line doing this. So there's nothing better than to be with a bunch of people that are all going in the same path, trying to do the same thing. Especially, we've got the coaches in there. We've probably got 15 of us that are specialists in each different part of this. So you're not alone. You've got 24/7 support in here all the time. Plus we've got the, the weekly calls, the video conferencing, all of that. So it really kind of walks you through everything you need. And let's see what else. So
the event is in Orange County. They asked at the Courtyard Marriott, right, in Santa Ana?
Correct. Yep. Courtyard Marriott, right near Orange County Airport.
Can you see the chat box here? We've got, would you use this in addition to ClickFunnels?
Yes, we actually recommend ClickFunnels as one of the tools. So inside here, that's one of the things that we talk about, automating the process, and ClickFunnels is one of the tools. But ClickFunnels, again, is, it's a tool, and it's only as good as what you put in. ClickFunnels is an awesome tool. There's no doubt about it. But if you don't have your marketing message right, ClickFunnels isn't going to do anything for you. It's not going to get you conversion. It's just a tool. It's like, you guys have probably heard the difference between strategy and tactics. All of the tools and all of the things that you do are tactics. What ACT does is it lays a strategy for you to have a successful business. And then it tells you, it basically dictates all of the tactics that you need to pull that off. So ClickFunnels that could be considered a tactic of your overall strategy.
Any other questions? Pretty amazing, huh? I think you did pretty good, John. You answered everybody's questions.
All right. Hey, and that's part of the claim proof benefit. That's part of the system. I got one more thing I want to share with you guys. And, we talked about the 100K thing. We're actually going to create a 100K club for all of you guys, all of you actors and actresses that hit the 100K level. You're going to get special badges in the community, and you will actually be able to be then certified coaches. You'll be able to help people and actually get paid for that, to help them get to where you are. And I'm up in the ante on this because I really want the first one. We just get this started. So everybody is all kind of just starting the process right now. And it's going to be a race for the 100K club. It's like, who's going to get in first? And I'm up in the ante. See this right here? You see what that is? That is a gold replica of a $100,000 bill. That is up for grabs, the first one across the finish line. what this is, it's a replica. It's like a $100,000 bill. It's got Woodrow Wilson on it. It's 4 ounces of pure silver, and it's 14 or 24 karat gold plated. So that's the prize. That's the first one across the line is going to get that. And the other thing that you guys get, you know, I talked about scarcity and urgency. The scarcity thing, this is what you guys will get if you get in now. If you're one of the 100K people, let's say you make it across the line and you've got that $1,500 payment due at that point, I will allow you to trade that in for a testimonial. So you basically don't even have to make the second payment. You just give me a testimonial of how ACT basically got you to $100,000 in sales. So that's a scarcity factor. Any of you guys that jump on this right now, you get that. I'm going to extend that offer to you guys.
I can't believe you're doing that, John.
I just, you know, this thing is so awesome. This is going to go so big. It's going to be, I don't even know. This is like a whole new leap for me. And I just want to really help people. I got into a couple of mastermind groups really to grow my business. And what I found was I found so much pain of the people in there that I couldn't even take them on as clients because, you know, you guys know me as search engine optimization. I drive traffic. That's what I've done for the last 20 years. And I've done it for big companies. But when I got into a lot of these mastermind groups and a lot of these small business owners, I couldn't help them. I don't want to take their money to drive traffic if they can't convert it. And, you know, like I said, when I look at a business, I can tell exactly where the problems are. And they don't have traffic problems. They don't have traffic, so that's a problem in itself. But their main problem is they have no conversion. They have no way, no ability to convert a prospect to a client. You know, their websites are disasters. And so I don't want to take their money and drive traffic to that scenario. So, you know, that's why I created the ACT system. I'm like, these people really need help. And that's what I want to do. I want to help them. So I don't know what else I could do. This is the formula for success. I've handed it to you on a silver platter. You know, once you get this, then you can come and, you know, you will be my ideal client. I'll happily sell you SEO all day long because I know it'll work for you then.
Timothy wants the testimonial part clarified.
Okay. Basically on the testimonial, when you use the ACT program and you've basically created your first $100,000 in sales, we just want a video testimonial of you basically saying that you use the ACT program. Here's how it helped you. Here's your outcome. And, you know, we want to use that. We'll, you know, you're basically giving us the rights to use that in our advertising. And in trade for that, we knock off the second payment of the $1,500.
Okay, another question. How established does the business have to be to benefit from this program?
No, that's a great one. The business does not have to be established at all. In fact, if you don't have an established business, that's the best time to use the ACT system, because you will not only establish a business, you'll establish a business that will actually work instead of using guesswork. If you've got a business that is established at any level, you can go in and you can use this system to find the holes and patch them and make your business go to wherever you want it to go.
Next question. So can you share what products have been launched using the ACT program already? What have your members sold and what kind of money are they making?
Okay. Like I said in the beginning, the ACT program itself is just getting started. But the ACT system, you can walk into any store in any mall and take a look around. Any product on the shelf that's successful, that businesses that put those products on the shelf are using these formulas. I guarantee it. I've actually used them. I've used these formulas in my business. I've used them for years, not really even knowing what I was doing. And every one of those big companies that I worked for, they all use the system. That's where I learned it. Every one of them is just you know, they're huge. They're multi-million, $100 million companies.
Right.
So
I can tell you, to keep going with that question, is all of us that have been in this program and been with John in the very beginning, we were basically his pilot program when he was first starting. He wants to make sure this program can fit anyone and that anyone can understand it and go through the program, and it's easy and simple. And he really changed our views on how we were actually going into our messages, I guess you could say. So there's a lot of really great stories of people that were going off trying to market to a certain, you know, market, like the lady that did strength training for women over 50. She was in our group, and she was going off before she did the analysis. She was going to start promoting this thing for, you know, strength training for women over 50. But when we went back, John says, let's go back. We got to do the A first. We got to analyze this. She found out that no one was searching for that, not one single person. So she would have wasted all this money and all this time and buying traffic for something that people aren't even searching for. So we found out that her program actually helps women with menopause and hot flashes. So that would be her message. So we found out what people actually were searching for. So this program is so amazing. And I know there's going to be a lot of people hitting 100K really fast. I'm positive. I'm going to be one of them.
yeah, I mean, really, seriously, once you get your conversion formula, it's just a matter of how fast do you want to get there. You know, how fast do you want to fuel it up? And I had an interesting conversation with somebody yesterday. They said, well, you know, what if I can't afford to, you know, if I have to buy $100,000 worth of traffic to make $100,000 and I've only got, you know, a $5,000 limit on my credit card. I'm like, that's not a problem. You can do it very, very quickly. Because here's what you can do. Let's say you have a conversion formula where you put in $1 and you get $2 back. So you buy $5,000 worth of traffic, right, on your credit card. They don't bill you until after you've already got the traffic. You've already made the sales. You've got the money. You can go and pay the credit card off early. And then you've now just released another 5,000. You can do it again. So the money hits your account, your merchant account, usually within about 3 days. So you could literally cycle that card for $5,000 every 3 days. So you could do that 10 times a month. That's 50,000 in traffic you could buy on a $5,000 credit card in a month.
Wow.
So it'd take you 2 months to get there with a $5,000 credit card.
It's just math, right, John?
It is. It's just math. So, all right, guys, I think we've probably worn you out. I think we went well over an hour, almost hour and a half here. And I apologize for that. I didn't mean to go that long, but there's just so much stuff to share. It's awesome, you know, and I didn't want to hold anything back with you guys. You know, even if you can't afford the ACT program, which I don't see how you can't afford it for what it will do for you. But if you just take some of the stuff that I showed you, and we've recorded this, so you'll get access to be able to watch this again. If you just take some of the stuff that you learned on this webinar and just do it, before long, you'll be able to afford it. You'll want to come back. You'll want to get the rest. So that's it. Hey, you know, thanks, Sue, for being on here and bringing people on. I love to help these people. So
thank you, John.
The more the merrier.
Yes, you're amazing. Thank you so much. It was an awesome presentation. We're getting a lot of kudos here in the chat box. So thank you so much.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the share here. And I'm going to go ahead and end our recording.